Okay, we're back in Middle Run, and I was looking for more house coal mines, more punch mines. I started at my grandfather's mine on our property here, which is just about 50 yards around the hillside here. And so I walked this hillside about the same level as my grandfather's mine. And right here, you'll see a blue ribbon there. There's kind of a boundary line that's real close right here in this ravine between the next property, my grandparents' property, and this one. I'm just walking around here. I noticed this wet spot down here. And you'll see some coal right there. It's real wet here. And I believe there was a piece right there. On top of that lead right there. And there's a U-shaped depression right here with a rock ledge. So I'm 99% convinced this is a house coal mine. So that's how I found it. Walking at the same level as the other mine and finding this wet spot coming out of this U-shaped depression. So we're going to do a little exploration, try to remove some of the debris from the entrance to see if this is a house coal mine. I don't go into mines. I just move the debris and collapse erosion over the years out of the way of the entrance. Just big enough to put my camera in on a 2x4, shove the 2x4 in, and film it that way. Okay, I started at the rock ledge and started to work down in steps, but I kept running into like hard clay, soft clay, and some shale there. That's right in the center of the mine where I would have thought it would have been. So I gave up. Actually I dug all the way down here where the dirt is. And I just moved over because this side looked like it was rounded a little bit too much. Sure enough, the opening is, unless it's at the same level over here, there's an opening right here on the right side. As you can see, I didn't have to dig very much dirt here, and it just kind of opened up on itself. It is flooded in there, of course. And I believe, let's see, trying to not get my light in the way. There's a post right there off that wall. So it looks like the opening was to the right here. Now this is a flooded mine, which I'm not surprised because the bottom had all this seepage on it. So I'm running out of daylight. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape this camera to the shovel with the light on it and slide it down just to get a peek of what this mine looks like in here. This is the second mine on the left side of Middle Run on my grandpa's property, which even my 83-year-old uncle didn't know about this, or anyone else in the family. I think it's because it's been collapsed for so long, they didn't know about this. Now, I don't go in, just so you know, I don't go in these mines. And when I'm done, I collapse the dirt, fill it in, jam sticks and rocks in there, and then cover it up. Okay, I just want to show you something. Well, you're not going to be able to see it, but see my hand in the camera, or my cell phone there? The camera that I'm got taped to the end of the shovel that I'm going to shove into this hole sends a Wi-Fi signal back out to my cell phone. So that's how I know what's in the mine there. I'm watching it on this little screen. I'm not in the mine. So here we go. Well, I was right. This is the this mine went in on the far right side here. There is a post right there up against the left wall. As you can tell, it's flooded in there. Hard to say how far back that goes. I might have to bring my device up here. That's just the wall there. There's that post. I'm going to have to readjust the camera to see what the right side of this looks like. And I really can't tell how deep that is back there. My camera's about 2.5 feet above the water level. And I'm got it fully extended. Obviously, I'm not in the mine, but I can't see that far back there. This was an unknown mine. I'm amazed that no one knew about this. And I've zoomed in a little bit there. I just can't get the view. I think I have enough daylight. I'm going to readjust the camera to make it look over towards the right side of this mine. But boy, this one fooled me. The opening was to the far right of the center of wherever I thought the mine was. Normally it's right in the center. Okay, we have the camera tilted to the right now. We'll see what it looks like as we go in. You see how that's all collapsed there. That's backfilled into the mine. Yeah, right there's the right wall. Right up front here. Looks like they got most of the coal out of this one. The only thing I don't know about this one is how far back. Right there's the wall on the right side. No post on this side. It's odd there was just one post on the left there when it first went in. Might have been up front way back when. And I could tell you a little history on this one real quick. My grandfather's mine, which I know he mined, he bought this property in '31. So he mined it from the 30s to the 50s when they finally quit mining that. And I'll put a link in the description of this video of the very first mine that I went into, my grandpa's mine 2 years ago. I keep saying going in, I mean the camera. And he didn't obviously mine this, because none of the family knew about this. So this is before the 30s here. So we're talking a good 90 years that this one's been, kind of covered up by a little bit of clap. It wasn't much, maybe about a foot of dirt. I just started digging in the wrong spot when I started this little exploration today. As soon as I moved over and punched my mining bolt through the ground, I got a hollow void spot, and I'm looking at it right now, less than a foot of dirt. And I got right down to the original ledge and ceiling of the mine here. So this is another one. There's at least 50 of these mines within a 1-mile circle of my house. Still, you can see both sides of the mine there. Adjust this a little, and there you can see the left side. I don't know if I'll bring my device back. This might be enough. Kind of, when you're looking at it, it looks like that right wall starts moving to the left. And right behind the left wall you're looking at, it looks like they did curve around to the left there. There's no way for me to know that. Even if I got my 12-foot device, that's not long enough to get past that side of the left side of the mine that we're seeing right there. So that's probably about all we're going to see. Let me zoom in a little here. Yeah. Every mine I've been in, that water that's in these mines is as clear as could possibly be. Sitting there stagnant all these years. Of course, it is seeping out of the mine. So there you have another house coal mine, or punch mine, whatever you want to call it. I call them house coal mines because the deeds back in the 1910s, 20s, 30s, even before that, when a landowner sold their land, or say they sold the coal and kept the land, they reserved the right to, and this is written in the deeds, house coal, meaning coal for cooking and heating. So even though they sold the coal off to these coal companies, they reserved house coal. That's why I call these house coal mines, because that's what they used them for. As it got dark last night, I didn't have time to close this up. Now, right there is where I started, but that's all hard clay, rock, slate, and I even prodded over here to see if there was another room. Now, that hole that I made that you saw, that I sent the camera in, it's right there, which you can't really tell I was there. I plugged it up with a lot of logs and rocks, and then dumped some dirt over it and raked some leaves over it. So unless someone knows where this is, they'd walk right by this and not know that's the actual opening right there. Even though I'd have bet everything, it would have been there. 90% of the mines that I've sent my camera in look like this when I'm done. I close them off. 10% of them, they're naturally open under like limestone rock. There'd have to be 5-6 feet of limestone rock collapse for those to close, and they've been open for 100 years, those mines. But these here that just have maybe a foot or two of dirt clogging the entrance, and that's what I do after I leave. So that's the end result of the mine exploration.